mean, she's a trendsetter. She's a game changer in every sense of the word.
Recording in progress.
It's hard to tell the story of the WNBA without Candace Parker. It's hard to tell the story of women's basketball without Candace Parker. She's changed the game and inspired so many, not just women, but men as well. Coaches, players, anyone that's been associated with the sport. She's made a lasting impact on it. I've had the privilege of being a part of coaching staff that was able to coach her in Vegas, and the short time that she was there, the impact that she left on her teammates and our staff as well, is something that's hard to put into words. And so I'm grateful for that experience. We continue to stay in contact pretty regularly. She was a huge influence in my decision coming to Chicago, and so I mean, she's just been great all around.
I just had one quick one on Angel. You've obviously spoken at length about her versatility and what she's kind of brought to the lineup. On Friday, we saw her pretty much playing 1 through 5 on both sides of the ball. Just what a great to see from her, just with that evolution of the game.
Yeah, it's been great to see. She's been willing to do anything that's needed for our team in whatever capacity that's been, offensively and defensively. We continue to lean on her pretty heavily for those moments, and just as to the skill set that she has and the abilities and the talent, she's able to do so many things that add value in addition to scoring. So she's finding her place on both ends and where she can be most efficient and most effective as the game calls for, and sometimes that changes, throughout the game. Sometimes that changes throughout the matchup and the opponent. But she's been really versatile from that standpoint, and really effective, being able to pick and choose her spots on both ends of the floor for us, and it's really helped us a ton.
Hey, Coach. Sorry, I've never heard you say that Candace influenced you to come to Chicago. What was she able to share with you that was helpful?
Yeah, she gave incredible insight, obviously, with her time in Chicago and being from the city, and she was someone that obviously we developed a really good relationship in Vegas, and so she knew how special a place Vegas was for me and what needed to be taken into account, once the offer was put on the table to come to Chicago. And so she was someone that had experience in both places, and so I valued her wisdom and her experience being part of this organization, and what to look for and what questions to ask and things like that. And so she was a huge influence from that standpoint.
What's the process been like for Ariel to get back into Bruce since the trade?
I think it's changed. I think that she came over, with the mindset of being a two-way player, obviously, who she's been throughout her career, and then SLU going down kind of pushed her into a different role at times, to be more of a primary ball handler for us occasionally, and now she's kind of fit more back into her natural element of being an off-ball scorer, and but still finding moments to put the ball in her hands, and she still has shown defensive capabilities as well. And so Ariel's just been she's been another one. I think that one of the great dynamics of this group is they've just been willing to do whatever to try to get a win. And so we haven't limited them in kind of what their role is or who they are as players, but we want to kind of expand it and being able to see what areas they're able to add more value to, and Ariel's fit right into that aspect as well, doing whatever is needed, whether that's handling and facilitating more, or being more of a dominant scorer. And so we want her to be more in that kind of natural element for her, and so we've been able to get her off the ball a little bit more as of late, and we want to continue to do that. But also there's going to be times where she's got to handle and set up the offense as well, and so she's just been extremely coachable from that standpoint.
Coach John W. Davis with the Southern California News Group. How do you approach a game when you're playing the same team, within a matter of days in the same week? You beat them, but then this time you're going to be without one of your main starters, Kamilla.
Yeah, it's an adjustment. I think that from a defensive game plan standpoint, I think things can somewhat stay the same. For the most part, I think offensively we got to find different areas to score. I think last game, it was against Golden State the other night. We were able to find some open opportunities from three and be able to knock down those shots. So we still want to utilize our post inside, but our guards are got to be available as well and be able to knock down those shots when the defense collapses in the paint too. So, but you know, again, we're not new to this type of adversity this season of having to step up and everybody, you know, getting more opportunity to kind of, you know, fill the void that exists with not having Kamilla for this game. But, you know, I think we're in for the challenge.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach. When Cheryl and Minnesota were in this building earlier in the season, Cheryl mentioned she'd seen an adjustment period from her players coming back from Unrivaled, being able to deal with, you know, going back to 5-on-5, playing, you know, with the spacing aspects and everything. Did you see any adjustment period for your players that came back from Unrivaled earlier in the season? How have you seen them adjust to that as the season has gone?
I think it's probably different for every team. Obviously, we had you know, we had Sloot and Ariel for a short stint, but and then Angel. I don't know how much that's affected us. I think more so than anything, you know, I'm assuming with Minnesota, you know, they have most of the same team coming back, and for us, we had half of the returners coming back, and so for us, the adjustment has just been kind of building that chemistry and that camaraderie together. And I don't know how much Unrivaled had an effect on that for us specifically. I'm sure other coaches around the league can probably, you know, attest to that for their team, but for us, it was just more so of a gelling experience for us and coming together and figuring out a new system and a new coaching staff and new teammates, and so that's been our biggest adjustment for us.
Hey Coach, I think Friday was one of the first times you've had Angel in the 5 for such a significant stretch of the game. Just what did you think about her ability to function in that position and work with different spacing?
Yeah, I thought that was good. I think that you know, we've been able to see it sporadically throughout the season, but you know, I think it opened the floor up for us a little bit and allowed us to generate some of those outside shots as well. And she presents somewhat of a mismatch at times at the 5 because she's able to handle on the perimeter and kind of get downhill off the dribble as opposed to just you know, put a poster on the block. And so we still want to take advantage of opportunities inside, but she allows for you know, from a different look of spacing, she's able to play the 5 and being able to generate things from the perimeter inside, outside in.
Coach, another question about Candace. If there was one, you know, moment, highlight, or quality about her that's really etched in your memory when you look back at her career, what would that be?
I think just I think how happy she was for her teammates when we won that championship. We knew that there was a sense of feeling that she wanted to be obviously out there on the floor. She was injured and couldn't, but she was as supportive as she could be. She was a great mentor for our younger players, and even our more experienced ones. Just you can't replace the type of experience that Candace brings to the game, and so just having her presence there on the bench, in the locker room, traveling with us throughout that finals run in 23, it was just it was great to be around that, and it's great to get her insight on the lens of what how she sees the game, and being able to pick her brain from that standpoint. I know Becky leaned on her a lot as well during that time, and so that's what I remember, just the professionalism, the amount of work that she put in to overcome the injuries and the adversity to try to just be there for her teammates, and her love for the game is something that stands out for sure.
Thanks everyone.